Hey you guys, Yulia here. So the stone for the walkway is finally here and I'm ready to start the construction. But the first thing I'm going to do is obviously unload the stone and lay out the pieces so I can see what I have in the pallets, so I can start putting this puzzle together. Actually the next day, because I was putting these stones together all afternoon yesterday, but I'm actually glad that I slept on it, because now that I'm looking at it I would tweak a couple of things, which is perfectly normal. But let me show you what I have so far. This is the layout, and by the way I use these two rocks as a ramp for my gorilla cart to unload the stones. That was very helpful. But basically the way I laid out the path is as an S-shaped, as I mentioned in previous videos. So that is working out really well. I do have a little bit of flair right here at the entrance and also by the vegetable garden. I kind of like that generous entrance space. Also, when you enter a space and you're doing a path like this, it's helpful to have a big slab at your first step, because you want this to be as stable as possible. And what I did is I varied different stones, shapes, kind of had them fit together naturally. And I think it is looking pretty good. Let me show you from this side as well. So this is my first slab from the vegetable garden. Really nice curve from here, and I especially love the way the two red buds are hugging the path, and imagine those two mature and just walking through them. So the next step is to actually set the stones. So let me talk about that. So construction of a path depends on many different factors, like your climate, your soil type, the surface material that you're using, and also how often you're going to use the path. In my case, this is a very informal path because this is the style I'm going with in this space, but I also have to be mindful of this tree right here. So I cannot excavate the soil here too much. Since this path is a very informal stepping stone path, I don't have to dig that deep to set each stone. So I will use about 3 inches of crushed rock under each stepping stone to make sure that they are nice and level. And that is the most important thing, is to make sure that there are no tripping hazards here. And all of the stones that I selected out of the palette are nice and smooth, but they have enough rough surface so there is enough traction even when the stone is wet. I'm going to start with this one right here. And when you're picking stone for your path, the minimum thickness should be at least 1 inch. 2 inches is even better. And these stones that I have right here are anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches in thickness. That makes them nice and stable. I'm going to lift this one up and dig up the soil. I'm leaving top of the rock a little bit above grade because I don't want the water to puddle on the rocks, but also I'm going to plant the spaces in between the rocks with steppables. And this way they're going to grow in, and all of this is going to be nice and flush when you step on the path. So this is day 3 of construction, and it is significantly colder today, but what I was able to accomplish yesterday is pretty much all of that area. But once I got to here, I realized that there is a slight depression in the grade. So what I'm going to do, instead of digging down, I'm going to add some topsoil and some crushed rock to make sure that the water doesn't puddle here when it rains. Now this area does have a natural slope going that way and also this way, so I don't have to worry about any water standing, but I have to avoid any of these depressions in the soil here. Now if you're working on a path or a patio in a flat area, you have to make sure that you grade it at about 2 degrees to make sure that the water flows away and doesn't stand on your patio or path. day 4 of the operations, and I was almost done last night, but I ran out of daylight because it gets dark so early now. But I pretty much have only this little part to finish, maybe about 8 to 10 stones, and I will be done. So basically I just need to finish this little part right here, but the rest of it is all set, and it is that organic, soft look that I was looking for. And what I love about this stone is that they sparkle. It doesn't come out on camera really well, but Michael was here this morning looking at individual stones and saying that they sparkle so beautifully. Look, that one looks like a heart. What I also did is I couldn't wait to imagine what it will look like with steppables, so I ripped out part of the lawn and I put it down. So imagine all of the walkway being surrounded by that beautiful soft green look with some sort of steppable. I haven't decided which one yet. Yeah, so let me finish the rest of it. And I'm done. As you can see, I sprayed it with some water, both to clean up the stone a little bit, but also to make sure that the ground around it settles a little bit. You see, when it's lighter, you can actually see the stone better. But the next step is steppables, haha. But I'm actually going to grow them from seed, probably going to start in next couple of weeks. So look out for that video. Again, I still haven't decided what I'm going to plant here, but I already got seeds. So we'll do it together. I walked this path many times to check for any wobbling stones. So far so good. And if with time any of these will become wobbly, they're pretty easy to fix. I could just lift them and add some crushed gravel or sand. Path is done, and as hard as it was to put it together, I actually enjoyed the process very much. I am not afraid of hard work, and actually gives me energy. But the next step is to plant some steppables. As I mentioned, I will start some from seed in the next couple of weeks because I want plants mature by the time spring comes. I also will probably buy some S plants already. I do have to install the water feature still, and then the rest of it is planting. Now, here are a couple of technical things. If you ever decide to build a path like this, there is no edging in this path because this is a very soft, organic, and natural look that I'm going for here. If you have a more formal path, you need to contain the stone somehow with edging, either plastic or metal. Now, because this is a DIY project, I went with a smaller stone size because they're easier to handle. When we build projects for clients, we have a very large slabs. I mean, they can be as large as 5 feet across, but you need about 2 to 3 people to handle something like this. I cannot definitely do that myself. Now, the larger the slab and the thicker it is definitely more stable. But if you lay stones like this in the proper way, they will also hold up for a long time. As I was digging under these stones to put the crushed rock down, I was more scraping the soil rather than digging it up. The least soil disturbance, the better, because you want to have that soil as compact as possible. Now, what helps here is that we actually have been using this path for years, probably 5 years at least. So the soil here is nice and compact. And as I was scraping just a little bit off the top to put that crushed rock down, the soil here is nice and stable. This is it for today's video, or more like a 4-day video. And if you ever decide to build a path like this, it is totally doable. Just take it slow, take it step by step. You can totally do it. Make sure to save this video so you can refer to it later. But I hope you enjoyed watching me building this path as much as I enjoyed building it. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.